Rockstar's return, classic Metal Gear in new clothing, Doom gets a chainsaw shield, Samus is back. How are we going to find the time for all of this in 2025?
You know, I meant it when I said I understand how you feel. But if you hold on to the sadness, it'll weigh you down like an anchor.
No, seriously though. How are we actually going to play all these amazing games coming out this year?
Why don't you just pick your favourites and talk about those?
Is that ever been done in a YouTube video before? Is that allowed?
Pretty sure.
All right then, let's get to it. Grand Theft Auto games aren't really games though, are they? They're destinations. And it's not like when GTA 6 comes out, we'll be playing it for any less than 3 trillion hours. Am I right? Because nobody makes open worlds packed with more stuff than Rockstar Games, and their upcoming return to Vice City is fertile ground for myriad distractions. It already looks so rich in details. Did you spot all the returning brands like iFruit, E-Cola and Want? And how about this classic Banshee? Can't wait to ruin one of those trying an insane stunt. Plot-wise, the trailer reveals a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde story of 2 lovers holding up convenience stores and speeding away in convertibles with the top down.
Trust?
Trust.
As day activities go, it can't be worse than another round of mini-golf or having bowling mansplained to you. Did you see how many strikes I used to get against Roman in GTA 4? I should be the one to teach you. As is Rockstar's wont, the details on GTA 6 are a mystery shrink-wrapped in pure enigma, buried under top secret mountain. But what the trailer does tell us is that the state of Florida is about to feel very seen, and that a decade worth of memes since GTA 5 came out are going to get parodied.
Well, look who's back.
Place your bets now on a Gangnam-style rhythm action minigame.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
Metroid games are all about backtracking through areas that you've explored before and finding new pathways now that you're armed with more high-tech gear. And that's a very handy metaphor when you're talking about a new game in a series as storied as this one. There's been whispers about Prime 4 since way back in 2015, and even an official announcement in 2017. Before Samus returned to the shadows and Retro Studios decided what the best route through the modern game development labyrinth should be. And then this trailer dropped in summer 2024. And instantly we understood that, under the stewardship of the original Metroid Prime developers, Prime 4 had found its way. It looks just forward-thinking enough, while still ticking off all the required boxes like the morph ball rolling, the recognisable Metroid species, and Samus's iconic suit getting some modern tailoring. It's got a bit of company in the retro game reborn category though, as we're about to find out. Go on then, what's your favourite order of MGS games? For me, it's 1, 5, 3, 4, and then probably 1 again to hoover up a few more achievements. Pretty sure I've not missed any. Have I? Making a big play to shake up all of our Metal Gear tier lists in 2025 is Konami's Unreal Engine-powered remake of Number 3, which they've handily renamed Metal Gear Solid Triangle Snake Eater to spare any confusion. Alright, it's Delta. But tell me what one is more fun to say. Exactly.
Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
On the list of, oh my god, I can't believe I'll actually get to play this soon, exciting stuff, the headline acts are of course the gorgeous visuals and an all-new camera system that brings the stealth action espionage more in line with Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay style. Don't worry if the very idea of that has you breaking out in a cold sweat though. There's a legacy control scheme too for anyone who wants the most authentic experience possible to the 2004 original.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Next, it's Dune Awakening. And trust me on this one, it's definitely the best way to build your own personal Arrakis. Developed by
Lindsay,
Funcom.
why is there sand literally everywhere in the studio?
Just a sec, I'm recording.
I know, but look at the state of the place. It's even in the corridor. And why are there posters of Timothy Chalamet all over the walls?
Yeah, definitely the best way. Bone and Exile veterans will know some of what's to come here. A massive persistent shared world where you level your character, harvest resources and build an elaborate base. But Funcom's going maximalist for Dune Awakening. folding in action-adventure and RPG elements into the experience and wrapping it all up in a big graphical bow that makes the Arrakis sands look just as inviting as they do in the movies. And quite a lot better than it looks on the floor of our studio.
All of my visions lead to horror. Except for this one. This one leads to you.
What could be more brutal and satisfying than Doom 2016 and its drop-tuned demon-punching offspring? Doom Eternal? Going back to medieval times to turn the hordes of hell into jam with melee weapons and a chainsaw shield is the answer given to us by Doom the Dark Ages, sure to be one of 2025's FPS highlights. Not to mention, finally a chance to hear what aggressively down-tuned loot metal sounds like. But it's not just weapons and soundtrack possibilities we're excited about here. It's also a completely fresh setting for the genre's oldest staple, for the first time in its history. That gives some of the best level, weapon and monster designers in the business a chance to go even wilder than they did in the last couple of Dooms, and a chance to give a reverent nod to the original cyber medieval shooter Quake. There's just no way that's not going to be fun. Unless, of course, you don't have a decent headset to listen to all that loot metal on. You've got time, get it sorted. So, it was all about reconnecting America both literally and metaphorically. And ghosts are real, but I still don't know how Amelie walked on the beach in those high heels.
It's almost time to go, Sam.
Alright, cards on the table. We're still piecing together what even happened in Death Stranding, a game that we can confidently say is the best and strangest courier simulator we have ever played.
It's all good, it's all good.
But the good news is, understanding its incredible lunatic plot is not mandatory for enjoying Death Stranding 2. Because nobody really understood it, did they? Let's be honest.
We can't keep on like this. That much I know.
You want to tell me what happened?
Anyway, number 2 is apparently deeply influenced by the effects of COVID-19 pandemic and the way it disconnected society. As you can tell here from this air guitar battle. Léa Seydoux and Troy Baker are back in their roles as Fragile and Higgs, so once again it'll be a star-studded bit of storytelling. And this time it looks like combat's taking a big step forward. You've even got what looks like a sniper rifle this time.
This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces.
Also not strictly a combat upgrade, but shout out to this cat made of tar. Which, fine, but I'm really in it for the reverse trike builds. Give us a wide body kit for it this time, Kojima. Please?
It's time for you to hit the road and start a new journey.
What Monster Hunter games consistently do better than anyone else is the idea of a complete virtual ecosystem. And it only takes a quick glance of Monster Hunter Wilds, coming 28th of February, to see that that's very much the case again this time. Look at the careful design of the creatures, the way they seem to tell an evolutionary story about the biomes they live in. The biomes themselves, all worthy of a giant watercolour painting commemorating them in a fancy gallery somewhere. And of course, the way flora and fauna interact. Almost a shame to start killing everything and turning it into armour for yourself, isn't it? Still, needs must. Come here, you beautiful, perfectly evolved marvel of nature. Your pelt's going to give me at least +2 to my boots. Combat's had a big rework for this title, and you can learn the subtleties of the 14 new weapons as you traverse all the giant biomes seamlessly in the vast open world. The best bit though, is that it supports up to 4-player online co-op, so you can explore it all together.
As soon as we find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go. And then we can get started.
This is gonna be great!
You bet.
On a mission to set a new standard for racing sims, Kunos Simulazioni got their start developing simulators for the likes of Ferrari before deciding the games industry might quite like an ultra-realistic driving experience too. and the Rome-based studio's latest game is their most ambitious yet. And following Assetto Corsa Competizione, it's also another chance to perfect our Italian pronunciation. Okay everybody, repeat after me. EVO. 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 Well done. You can all get an extra set of tyres next qualifying session. After the e-racing success of ACC, EVO's going for an even broader experience. Using a bespoke all-new game engine to house a Gran Turismo-like car ownership fantasy, an esports-ready racer, and a weather simulation so detailed you'd pick your outfit by it before heading outside. Which, yeah, starting to think Izzy's just manually setting all my sessions to wet weather now, just to mess with me.
Because car passion is a state of mind, and it's driven by heart.
What a journey Hollow Knight Silksong's been on. What was once just some planned DLC has grown and grown, keeping fans on painstakingly hand-drawn tenterhooks for years now. But hopefully the end's in sight. That's right, another history lesson. Back in 2017, when the first Hollow Knight released, it had been crowdfunded by 2D Metroidvania fans, and some of the goals it hit included 4 DLC packs and a second character. So Team Cherry started releasing them, and then got so into the idea of that second character that they decided it warranted a full sequel. Which brings us to 7 years later. During which time that sequel's developed into something enormous, with at least 165 new enemies and 100 benches. Checkpoints. In other words, compared to the original game's 40. So whenever this giant does land, prepare to clear some time in that calendar. Just when I thought I got it sorted too. Anyway, those are the games we're most excited about in 2025. But there are so many more that we wish we could talk about. Hyper Light Breaker looks like it's going to be a highlight, but no, I need to stop somewhere. Thank you for watching this far. Leave us a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to us at Logitech G for product reviews, news and more like this. And tell us about the games you're literally counting down the seconds for in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.